So late last night, the codtracker website released a leaked list of all 44 achievements and trophies that you can earn in Black Ops Cold War. In this video, I'm going to be talking through the list and talking about what you have to do for each trophy and what they tell us about the full release of the game. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So starting off with multiplayer, these achievements are relatively self-explanatory. They're basically what they say on the package. Now in terms of the achievement art, I'm not really too sure if I can show these, so I'm not going to, just because they're leaked and I'm not sure how Activision would take it if I was uploading the pictures of these. So if you want to check these out, I'll leave a link to the website in the description, codtracker.gg/coldwar. So, the Fixer. Get 200 eliminations in multiplayer. Simple enough, this is something you're just going to be able to easily get by playing the game. Party Patrol. Get 10 squad wipe medals in Fireteam. Now obviously for this you're going to have to play the Fireteam game mode, but it's pretty self-explanatory, just get a certain amount of kills. You have Mean Machine. Get 100 kills as the driver, pilot or passenger of a vehicle in multiplayer. You get pretty decent gamer score for this actually, 90. As I said, you're going to this is going to take a little bit longer. You've got the next one that's called Go the Distance, which is just win 50 matches of multiplayer, which you're probably going to earn depending on how much you play within a few days to a week to a few weeks. It all depends how much you play the game, but yeah, win 50 matches of multiplayer. And finally, for multiplayer, we've got Calling It In, which is get 50 kills with lethal score streaks in multiplayer. So whether you're a new player, a mid-tier player, or an absolute god at the game, as long as you're running lethal score streaks and you're getting lucky with your placements in terms of stuff like Hellstorms and Napalm Strikes, and as long as you're placing them in the right direction, you're going to be getting kills, so that'll just rack up over time as well. These multiplayer ones, that's a kind of common recurring theme. So now, we go on to the big one, in my opinion, zombies. So we start off with Heavy Metal. So in D Machine, forge the Pack-a-Punch machine. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, exactly what it says in the package. The achievement art for this looks quite interesting. It looks like the Pack-a-Punch machine, but it has a kind of like speaker on the front of it, and it seems to be blasting out a large amount of sound. And since this is called Heavy Metal, this could potentially be a quite interesting variant of the Pack-a-Punch machine, so I can't wait to see what that looks like in-game. We have the next achievement, which is Carp DM, and this says, in D Machine, free the lost decompressive isotopic estrangement machine. Now, from the achievement art for this, I'm assuming that this is actually the wonder weapon for the BAP, the DIEM, which, I mean, to be fair, it is looking sort of like the wave gun, from what I can tell, so that's going to be quite interesting in order to forge that in-game and see how powerful that is. Hopefully it's a really good wonder weapon. That's something that really makes a zombies map, in my opinion. Next, we have Seal the Deal, which is in D Machine, close the rift. Now, as this one's relatively cryptic, and there's not actually a lot of information as to what we have to do, I'm assuming that this is potentially the main Easter egg quest. The achievement art doesn't really show a lot. I guess it's kind of a rift with a padlock on it, but in my opinion, I think this is going to be the main Easter egg quest. Obviously, the zombies community is going to have to search for that, and we're going to have to try and solve that, and I'm guessing this one is not going to be easy. Next, we have 2 birds, 1 stone. In D Machine, kill the 2 split megatons with 1 shot. Now, this is basically just getting a collateral, but I'm assuming the megatons 2 mini-bosses? I'm not really too sure. We have Socket to Me, which is in Zombies Upgrader Skill. And the next one is really, really interesting, actually, because it's about the perks. Now, this one's called 6-Pack, and it says, in Zombies, upgrade 6 perk skills to Tier 3. Now, this implies that there's going to be upgradable perks, which Treyarch did kind of mention in their initial reveal of Zombies. And to be fair, I think this is going to be quite good, because I think the way they're going to do it is they're going to combine a few perks. So, for instance, Stamina Up. You might have Stamina Ups when you level up Stamina Up to, say, Tier 2. You might also get a kind of Speed Cola addition onto it, and then Tier 3 you might get something else. So I guess it's more of a combination of perks, potentially. I wonder what they're going to do with Juggernog. I really do. Obviously, they'll give you the extra health, but the other features they can kind of include in that. They can combine classic perks together, as well as creating new ones, to form these new kind of perk sodas for Cold War. I think it's going to be sick. We have Nightmare at 20 feet, which is in D Machine, kill 100 enemies without leaving the top of the crashed plane wing. Now, I'm guessing this is going to be quite a difficult challenge. It might not be too difficult in terms of gameplay, but in terms of the zombies actually swarming you and actually reaching you, and as long as you've got a good gun, I think you'll be able to do this just fine. We have Entamophobia, which is in D Machine, stay in the yard for 15 rounds. So it's basically for those of you that like doing stuff like spawn room challenges or certain room challenges, this is just going to be pretty self-explanatory for you, and you get an achievement for it, so, you know, always a perk. And finally, we have Craft Work. In D Machine, craft 14 different types of items in one match. So I'm guessing there's going to be lots of buildable tables around the map, there's going to be lots of items to find, which is always a good sign. The more things in a zombies map, the better, as long as it doesn't get over-cluttered. The fact you can craft 14 different types of things, I'm guessing it's going to be somewhat of a challenge to actually be able to find them all and learn all the locations, but once you've got it all down, once you've got it off by heart, it shouldn't be too hard, and it should be a breeze. So, Dead Ops Arcade also returns for this game, and there are actually 5 achievements for this. In themselves, they're pretty cryptic, so I'm not really sure exactly how some of these things are going to play out in game, so I'm just going to read through the achievements and kind of let you leave up to your imagination what they kind of involve. So we've got get a chain of 5 chickens strung together in Dead Ops Arcade, and that's called Foul 5 Piece. We've got Survive the Wild, which says escaped from the deep dark wild. We've got Reunited with Fidolina, which is defeated the mama back and saved your dear friend. We've got Forever Fated, which is found your destiny in the Room of Fate. And we have Dungeon Diver, which says to visit every corner of a deadly dungeon. So finally, guys, we go on to the campaign. Now, if you don't want the campaign spoiling for you, these are pretty mild spoilers, but just in case you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, that's just clicking off the video now and just completely avoiding it, because obviously you want to play through it when the game comes out. But for those of you who want to kind of get some more insight into the campaign and the story, then I'm going to talk about the achievements now. I'm just going to list them off, I'm going to talk through them, and discuss little things that potentially might happen in the story. So from what I can tell from these achievements, there are 10 main missions and 2 side missions that you can do in the campaign. And the achievements begin with the kind of typical achievements that you get in every Call of Duty game: Combat Recruit, complete the single player campaign on any difficulty, and Combat Hardened, complete the single player campaign on Veteran or Realism. So obviously those difficulty modes will be returning as usual. I usually play in Veteran on Realistic myself. I do quite enjoy the challenge, and after all, it does make it more realistic, and it makes the campaign more of a dark, gritty feel, which I enjoy. And on to the missions. We have Nowhere Left to Run, which is complete that mission on any difficulty. We have Fractured Jaw, which is the same. We have Brick in the Wall, Red Light, Green Light, Echoes of a Cold War, Desperate Measures, End of the Line, Break On Through, The Final Countdown, and Ashes to Ashes. And in terms of the side missions, you've got Complete the Chaos side mission in campaign on any difficulty, and Red Circus, which is complete Red Circus campaign in any difficulty on the side mission. We have some new achievements as well, which is kind of additional things that you can do within the campaign. So you've got Firing Range, which says you have to shoot all of the targets on Main Street during America. You have Keep Your Friends Close, which is perform body shield 5 times, so it looks like there will be some sort of body shield in this game. There's Patriot Arrow, which is kill an enemy with a secret weapon while ziplining during Yamantau. We have Mind Trip, which is see all 7 memory endings and play through all 4 path ends in Prisoner. So I'm assuming in Prisoner there's going to be different kind of mission endings and different kind of paths you can take in the story, so you can keep... There's going to be a lot of replay value from what I can tell from this, because I do know the campaign is going to be rather different to a normal Call of Duty campaign in the sense you can create your own character, which would be quite interesting. So we have Explosive Finish, which is kill 12 enemies of explosive barrels while riding the server lift during Yamantau. We have Everyone, which is kill 25 enemies with the AC-130 during the rooftop defend. Now, I really hope that the AC-130 returns a score streak in multiplayer, because this is going to absolutely bang. I just really hope it's not stupidly overpowered like the attack chopper and the sniper helicopter in Black Ops 4, because that thing was hell on earth. We have the Red Door, which is disobeyed Adler's order to go through the door. Now, I wonder if that's going to give us some insight as to how Adler got the scar on his face and give us a bit more to his backstory and kind of how he is as a character. That'd be quite interesting. We have some gun-based achievements as well, which are Jack of all trades, which is get 5 kills with an LMG, SMG, AR and a shotgun, self-explanatory, and Old Faithful, kill 200 enemies with an AR. We also have Scorched Earth, which is destroy all enemy vehicles and mortar teams while defending Firebase Ripcord, and Scorched Earth 2, which is blow up all trucks and guard towers on the approach to the monastery. So, that's all we've got for the campaign missions, and from what I can tell from these missions, it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to be going all over the world like a typical Black Ops game, going throughout all these black operations and hidden stuff, and hopefully it's going to be a very deep story with a massive link to Perseus and the Cold War. And if they do it well, and if they're doing it as well as I know Treyarch can, this is going to be an absolutely amazing campaign. Now that all's been said and done, that was my breakdown of all the leaked achievements in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. If you found it informative, then please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all my future content. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to tune in for more videos on Black Ops Cold War and other great games, and I will see you all later. I really hope you guys are as hyped as I am, because this game, I believe this game is going to be great.